everyone. This is Pastor Katie from the First Presbyterian Church of Decatur, and today we are on day 11, day 12 of Jesse Tree, God's Big Advent Story. So today we're going to hear about a brave woman named Rahab. Before we get started, we're going to calm our heads and our hearts and our hands and put them down by our side as we take a big, deep breath in and let it out slowly. All right, for today's Bible verse, it comes from Joshua chapter 2, but I am going to be reading out of Growing in God's Love. I like this version of the story a little bit better, and it's a little bit shorter. So here I'm on page 76, and it's Brave Rahab. So Rahab was a Canaanite woman, and she lived in a house in a city of the wall of Jericho. Rahab was both smart and very brave. One day, Joshua, the leader of God's people, the Israelites, sent 2 men to spy on Jericho. When the spies got to the city wall, they went into Rahab's house. "Hide us," they said to Rahab, and Rahab heard how God had helped the Israelites. She knew God was with them. She hid the spies under the reeds of her roof. Meanwhile, the king of Jericho was told that 2 men from Israel were seen going into Rahab's house. The king sent a message to Rahab, "Send the men who have come to spy on us out so that I can capture them." They had already left the city, but if you hurry, you can catch them, Rahab said. She sent the king and the king's people away from the spies hiding in her house. Then Rahab went to the roof. She said to the men there, "Come on, I sent the king's people away. I have saved you because I know that your God is with you. Now promise me that you will make sure that my family and I will be safe." The spies promised Rahab that if she didn't tell anyone about where they were going and what they were doing, she and her family would be safe. So Rahab tied a rope to her window so that the spies could climb down outside of the wall. She told them, "Go toward the hills so the king's people won't find you. Hide there for 3 days. Then you can leave." The spies from Israel gave Rahab a red cord, and they said, "Hang on to this red cord from your window. Bring all your family members to this house. When we return to fight the army of Jericho, we will not harm whoever is with you." When the spies left, Rahab hung the red cord in the window. Because Rahab was so brave and believed that God was with Israel, she saved her entire family. Joshua, the leader of God's people, let them live safely in Israel's camp. This is the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. So Rahab was so brave. These men came to her house, and she knew that they were God's people, and she let them stay with her, and she protected them. And later, they protected her when they came back to take the city of Jericho. But Rahab was so brave and strong. Have you ever had to be brave and strong? She made a tough choice, but she did what she needed to do to protect herself and her family. And Rahab became the great-great-great-grandmother of Jesse and King David, and she's part of Jesus's family many, many years later. And we are grateful that God protected her family and that from her family came a lot of really great people. So today, I wonder if we can think about how God has taken care of us, especially when maybe we've had to do something brave or hard. How God has protected us and our families. So as we close our time together, I'm going to put up today's sticker, which I love, because you can see it's Rahab's house and you can see the rope hanging down. That's how they knew where Rahab lived when they came back. And they protected her family when they came and took the city. So I'm going to put this guy up here. Tree's getting pretty full. But as we close our time together, I want you to think about how God has protected you and your family. Maybe God has helped you when you were sick, or has helped you keep safe in these times that we're in right now. But I want you to think of how God has protected you and your family, and say thanks to God for all the ways that God protects us. With that, I hope to see you tomorrow. Join us for worship at 10 a.m. And then we'll have a video posted here shortly after that as well. Thanks, folks. Have a great Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow.